Hi there! I'm Nadira Jamal, hostess of the Belly Dance Geek Clubhouse online radio show, and welcome to this special interview series with some of the instructors from the 2015 Las Vegas Belly Dance Intensive. The intensive is now in its final year and will be held September 10th through 13th at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. To make sure that you don't miss out on this epic event, visit bellydanceintensive.com. My guest today is Robin Castro, who will be teaching Roadmap to Music. Robin is a member of WildCard BellyDance, a professional troupe of tribal-style belly dancers teaching and performing in Sonoma County, California, and around the world. This group of powerhouse women have been dancing together since 2005, bonded by their love of dance and passion for ATS. You can check them out at wildcardbellydance.com. Thanks for joining me, Robin.
Thanks for having me, Nadira.
Can you tell us a little bit about the workshop that you'll be teaching at the LVBDI?
Yes, it's called Roadmap to Music, and what it basically is how to map out a song so that you can get the maximum amount of hotness, as I like to say, in your performance, because knowing the music is the most important part of putting on a show, in my opinion.
And can you tell us a little bit about your approach to this topic?
Yes. So this originally started many, many years ago when I was a baby belly dancer. And when you are a tribal style dancer, because it's improvisational, you just do what you do and your dancers will follow you. Well, if you do that, you don't really have to pay attention to the music technically. You could just kind of do your own thing. But after watching some videos of myself as a student, I realized this does not look good when we're ending the song with our back to the audience or not nailing that amazing part of the music where it just peaks and deserves a really great move. So I brought it to the students and to the troupe and said, we really need to teach people how to make their performance look great by utilizing all these epic parts of a song. And that's how we started teaching musicality. But my sister, Raina, who is also in the troupe, has now developed the way we have always done it has been audio, but she has now done a visual way to map music, and it's totally incredible. So for those people who aren't so good with just listening to music, they can actually map it out and visually look at what the song looks like so that can help them to decide where to put the best parts, the best moves with the best parts of the music.
Mm-hmm. I'm really glad you mentioned that, audio versus visual piece, because different people really do respond very differently.
Absolutely.
When I'm listening, I'm doing everything in an audio sense, but if I'm starting to look for kind of the bigger patterns in things, I'm a big mapper. I have, my little mapping method of my own that looks almost like those little, count to 5 check marks.
Exactly.
Exactly. And so, but another thing that I find is even if I look at somebody else's song map, even if I don't know their formula, I can kind of still get a sense of the structure of that. So, just things like the structure of the music and the peaks and dips can be really, really helpful.
Absolutely. And when I first taught it, for me, it's an audio thing, and the students picked up on it, and it was okay. But we just taught this workshop for the first time, actually, at Cues and Tattoos, and the response that we got was amazing. And I didn't realize how many people really need the visual piece to put it together. And every single person in the class totally got it when they saw it visually, and that's what I think really makes it key for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And, besides some of the more obvious things that we've already covered, why is this important to learn? How does it make us better dancers?
Whether you are an improvisational dancer or even if you choreograph your music, having the right moves with the music is what kills the show for me. When you see that part of, when the drums come on and someone's doing a shimmy, or there's an explosive part of the music and someone does a drop or a spin, it just adds so much excitement to the performance. There is nothing worse to me than hearing this amazing part of a song come on and just a boom and then nothing on the stage. It's just kind of someone has blown over the music. And I just think that doesn't matter whether you choreograph it or you are improvisational, it's so key to put on the most fabulous show that you possibly can, because not only does the audience love it, but you feel so good when you nail that part of the music that's so amazing and people are screaming for you and, they love it and you love it. And there's just something really cool about that connection to me.
Mm-hmm. And, when you're thinking about mapping out songs, is this something that you do primarily when you're planning to perform a piece or as a musicality exercise, or are there other ways to use this?
Yes, both. So usually, because we're improvisational dancers, we don't choreograph anything ever, even with music mapping. The point of music mapping in an ITS or ATS setting is so that you can say, well, this is what it looks like. Maybe this part of the song, and you can actually point to it and say, right here, this is when Robin's going to lead. And then here in this second part of the song, that's when Seba's going to lead. And so, but what I do in that part of the song is unknown. It's completely improv, but it's a good way so that you don't miss those musical cues, so you can set your next dancer up so that she's got her spot, and there's some great music pieces going on in there where you can really nail it. So, there's a lot of good ways to it's really important to do that in improv, or of course, if you're choreographing it, it's also helpful because, especially too, if you are someone who collaborates with a lot of people, and you're doing a choreographed piece with someone who's, let's say, on the other side of the world. You're going to come together for a festival, and you're saying, I don't know what part you're going to take. You can take it at 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That doesn't work for me. You can show me a music map and say, right here, this is where you're going to be. It's perfect. It works out really well. And so it's good for that. Or if you're just trying to learn the music, that's another way to just look at the road map and say, hey, that's how the music goes. Now I've got it in my head. Now I don't need to think about this roadmap when I'm actually out there dancing. So it can be for a big show. It can be for you just learning on your own for many, many things.
One thing that I get out of music mapping myself is it helps me sometimes to separate the layers of what's going on in the music, because sometimes, especially if you're trying to sing along in your head at any given moment, there can be so much stuff going on that it can be hard to resist trying to respond to everything.
Absolutely. And actually, this is really interesting. I'm a Zumba instructor as well, and my instructor does a similar to roadmap, and we do this almost exactly the same way. But for things like those special layers, like you talked about, we'll put, let's say, this, the verse of the song's got, we'll just say, for an example, X's for each 8 count, but maybe there's a little something in between, like a 4 count or a little, drum part that's kind of off the cuff. We put a little special mark there, or make a little special note there so that you can catch those little pieces, the little special parts like you were just talking about, that help people to remember where those are and how to do something really awesome right there in that part of the music.
Mm-hmm. And who is this workshop the most appropriate for? Are there particular styles or levels or personalities who would get more out of this?
Either one, any of them, and that's the beauty of it. If you are someone who choreographs your pieces, music mapping is totally essential, especially if you choreograph, because there's no excuse or reason for you to blow over that musical cue, because you should know the music. You have to remember your whole routine. So if you are someone who choreographs, it's perfect for you. If you're an improv dancer, totally key, because improv, it's easy to just blow over that part because maybe you can't remember what's going on, and you just sort of do a move, and you've missed that amazing part. But when you do a road map to music and you can figure out where all those amazing parts are, it can help you there as well. So it's for any dancer, any style, anybody who dances to music, recorded music. And even non-recorded music. So for an example, we dance to Helm a lot. They're a live band, but they have CDs. So we listen to their CDs and we can map out the song. And then when we dance to them live, we know exactly what to do, and it works out perfectly, completely improv it, but we can dance to it live. So what doesn't matter, you can be a soloist, you can be a troupe that choreographs, you can be an ATS troupe, a tribal fusion dancer. Everybody can benefit from this workshop.
Mm-hmm. And is there a tip that you could share that dancers could start using right away?
Absolutely. So what we've always done is, when you're listening to your favorite song on the radio, whatever song it may be, you always know when the best part of that music is coming. It's the same way in belly dance. The best thing to do is to listen to the music, and when you hear that epic part, that major part of the music, think about your favorite move and the hottest move that could go right there at that point. And that is what musicality really is just making the most amazing move that you are able to do at the most amazing part of the music.
Mm-hmm. And what are you the most excited about for this year's intensive?
Oh my gosh, I could go on, but I won't. First of all, I love that Carolina is going to be there this year, because tribal dance has become, ATS has become such a huge thing, and there are so many people incorporating it into their dance style. I love that she's going to be there. I love that there's a focus on ATS. The Las Vegas Belly Dance Intensive is my favorite gig of the whole year because it's in Vegas. It is such a well-prepared, well-done event that is so much fun, and it's in Vegas. If you ever need an excuse to go to Vegas, this is the one. It is amazing. The Flamingo is awesome. We always stay there, and it's so wonderful. It's the best festival I go to.
I have to agree with you on that one. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Robin.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. If you'd like to learn more from Robin, you can check her out at wildcardbellydance.com. Or better yet, join us at the Intensive. This is the last time that this event is going to be held, so don't miss out. You can register now at bellydanceintensive.com. And to listen to more interviews with our fabulous instructors, visit bellydancegeek.com/Vegas 2015.